So in this Modern Warfare 3 video, I'm going to be giving you all some tips and tricks on how to improve at the game, including multiplayer, and how to actually get better at Modern Warfare 3, including how to win more gunfights and also win more games too. Without anything else said, let's hop straight into the video. So the first tip, the first trick is going to be, if you haven't already and your goal is that you really want to A, just get better overall, or B, win more games, this is going to be to squad up with a team, whether it's people you know or randoms, or even just putting on a headset and being able to communicate with other players on your team. That is definitely going to help you improve at the game, as well as win more matches within Modern Warfare 3. If you don't at least have a headset on, you're not even communicating or hearing out your team, you're going to have less of a chance to know where enemies are, less of a chance to know what's going on in the game, and less of a chance to know what your team is doing in terms of if they're rushing a certain bomb, or if they're securing a certain flag, or if there's a certain play or a certain position they want you guys to be in. You won't really know what's going on, to be exact. The next tip I want to talk about is certain play styles within the game, and one simple play style that's going to allow you to win more gunfights within not just Modern Warfare 3, but pretty much any Call of Duty game, because they're all laid out very similar in terms of 3-lane maps. There's the middle, there's the left side, and the right side. If you stick on the edges of the map, it's going to help you win so many more gunfights, because instead of being in the middle getting shot at from all angles, you're going to be the one on the outside of the map, seeing enemies that are in the middle, and you're going to be able to get that first advantage shot. And also, you're going to know that there's no one behind you because you're on the outside of the map as it is. This is very important if you're trying to do a flank, instead of going one-on-one with enemies, catch them off guard. 2, if you're trying to defuse a bomb, plant a bomb, or even with the flag too in domination. This is very important because you can make sure there's no enemies that are going to be within that area. The next very important tip is to keep your weapon up as much as possible. It takes a second to get your weapon from running to all the way up and shooting, but if you keep your weapon up as much as possible and even zoomed in to your sight as much as possible, that's going to have you a second ahead of the gunfight. This is very important. I know it's not easy to do it all the time, but if you try to get in the habit of doing it when you're walking into buildings, walking out of buildings, walking in and out of corners and around corners, that's going to help you a lot, because that's especially when you see enemies. So if they're running into the building and you're already going in with your weapon up, zoomed in, you're most likely going to absolutely cook them within that gunfight. The next tip I have is choosing the right settings for your controller. There are a lot of settings, and not just sensitivity anymore, but different settings for the controller that you can change. And if you want, feel free to mess around with them. Feel free to try them out, because there are some advantages if you do change them. One thing I will recommend is, if you want to play a little bit better within game, then there is a controller setting within Modern Warfare 3 called Tactical. Tactical will change the bottom right stick to be able to crouch as well as drop shot. So if you don't have paddle shifters on your controller, like let's just say a Scuff controller or the Xbox Elite controller, the PlayStation controller, you can actually change it to tactical mode on the Modern Warfare 3 controller settings, to where when you click the right thumbstick, it will actually crouch for you instead of just using that as like a knife button. This can be very useful for many players because you can actually crouch and drop shot, but keep your hands on the whole controller at the same time without having to lose your aim. This can be very important and a very good tip, so feel free to actually try this out, because you might actually find this very, very helpful. And then definitely try to use drop shotting as a new technique for this.